From retro classics to ignored remakes, here are 10 of the most underrated tracks in Mario Kart. We'll take this in game order, starting with the creepy grandpa of the group, Super Mario Kart. Now, I wouldn't call any of these tracks underrated, mainly because none of them are overrated. They're all just kinda unmemorable. Well, except for Mario Circuit 3. That piece of crap refuses to die, more than my firstborn. Anyway, I went with Mario Circuit 4. And some of you are probably baffled right now that that even is a fourth Mario Circuit. Nintendo certainly acts like there isn't. Probably because they forgot it existed too. Just look at Mario Circuit in World. They mashed together Circuit 1, the original one, Circuit 2, the popular one, and Mario Circuit 3, the annoyingly persistent one, yet Mario Circuit 4 is nowhere to be seen. It definitely got pushed out of the squad, which is a shame, because the layout's actually pretty solid. Just like Banshee Boardwalk from Mario Kart 64, which somehow gets overlooked despite being one of the best haunted tracks in the series. People always bring up, Calamari Desert this, Choco Mountain that, I tried to drift in real life and hit a tree breaking my spine this. But where's the love for Banshee Boardwalk? It's like this thing got server kicked from existence. Banshee Boardwalk, if you will.
God.
What I love is how this track captures that same unnerving atmosphere from the console it's from, and feels like a creepypasta more than an official track. It's just a shame this one only returned once, before being offered up to the void during a late night ritual at Nintendo HQ. Another one that's only returned once is Yoshi Desert from GBA, which showed up in Tour. I think the reason it gets overlooked is just because it's the desert track. Editor me, throwing the sand is rough and gets everywhere bit. I'm not doing it, am I? Fuck. This is genuinely one of the best desert tracks in the series, with piranha plants that literally eat you. There is also the super underrated Yoshi Stinks just chilling in the background. Honestly, it deserved a spot in Mario Kart World over this thing. But alas, Nintendo is just a corporate husk that sees customers as numbers. And speaking of numbers, help me make our YouTube channel a little bigger by smashing like, subscribe, and comment your favourite tracks. Oh no if you don't. No pressure. But I'm watching. Double Dash. Yeah, this one's obvious. Wario Coliseum is basically a pile of fossils at this point. It gets the occasional player discussion, and honestly, I don't think you guys underrate it, but Nintendo, oh, Shiggy really knows how to make an interesting track before burying it under a dirt mound. This track might just be the one most in need of a remake, now that both N64 Wario Stadium and Wii Toad's Factory have theirs in World. How hard is it just to bring back a good track instead of Desert Hills? Bloody hell. Now, DS is a weird one. It's my favourite Mario Kart game, like it is for a lot of people, but because of that, it's hard to pinpoint an underrated track. So I'm throwing two into the ring. First up, Delfino Square. And yes I know, oh, but it's actually really popular. It's a fan favourite from DS. You're technically right. Among players, this track is beloved, but Nintendo, I feel like this is the core fan favourite that typically gets shafted. Airship Fortress made it into 7, Tour, and World. Waluigi Pinball got 7 and 8, and Coconut Mall, that debuted after Delfino Square and still got more attention. 7, 8, and Tour. In contrast, poor little Delfino Square only got one remake in the very next game. A game that, by the way, also includes Desert Hills. But the difference is Desert Hills got added to World 2! Desert Hills! Can you tell I'm coping? Oh my god. Anyways, my second pick is Bowser Castle. And no, Bowser doesn't own this castle, it's not even possessive. A Goomba probably just made it in his image. This track is actually so underrated within the Bowser Castle lineup. 64, Wii, 7, and now World each have their own fandoms drawing over them, but this track just has the little cult following. This feels like something you'd see on Total Wipeout, with the secret front route, spinning floors with lasers, and the fucking awesome rotating beam that destroys you the second Wario's fat ass so much it sneezes in your direction. Oh, such a good time, and you guys don't even know it. Just like Mario Kart Wii, this game is such a good time that literally every track is rated well. So I'm skipping it. On to 7, and honestly we're at the opposite end of the spectrum to Wii here. I think you could make a case for at least 8 of these tracks being underrated. Just not Cheep Cheep Lagoon, we all know that one sucks. But I am sticking with the Mushroom Cup with my pick of Daisy Hills. There's actually this really fascinating breakdown of a TAS technique on this track, which I really want to promote, but I can't find it for the life of me. I already thought Daisy Hills was underrated, but that video just sealed it. This is one of the track types that's never really been recreated. It's got that cozy urban village feel, but then you've also got the goats on the hill, the hot air balloons floating above it, and it genuinely just feels like you're racing through Eastern Europe or something. It's scenic and original, which is a combo starter tracks rarely pull off. People usually write it off as mid, or boring early game filler, but it's got way more going on than it gets credit for. Also, shout out to Rosalina's Ice World, my goats love that one too. Now on to Mario Kart 8. 96 tracks to choose from. I guess not actually 96, as a lot of them are retros, but let me dramatise a little. I'm actually heading to the very first DLC wave for my pick, with Super Bell Subway. This track dropped in a weird spot. It wasn't in the base game hype, and it came long before the chaos of the booster course pass, so it kinda slipped through the cracks. But it's actually a really solid addition. We already had travel themed stuff like Toad's Turnpike and Sunshine Airport, and this feels like a perfect in-between. We then had the booster course pass with some shiny and not so shiny tracks, which buried it in an underratedness. This one, unlike say Toad Circuit, actually holds up, as the layout is tight and satisfying. It's got that underground vibe that feels distinct, and more importantly, the train is actually a threat. You don't just drive past it casually like most Mario Kart hazards. Also, side note, but I'm writing this part of a script at a train, which feels pretty poetic. Sadly, I didn't narrate it at the train station though, that would be pretty fucking stupid of me. Finally, we have World. Wait, Tor, right. I guess I'm legally obligated to pick one from here too. Let's go with Piranha Plant Pipeline. You know, the one track Nintendo decided to never port to anything? They really just left it rotting? Will we ever see this track in a mainline game? Probably not. And with the amount of Piranha Plant tracks already in circulation, I'm not really losing sleep. Now, we're at Mario Kart World, the big shiny new toy from Nintendo. Except for... yeah, maybe not that shiny. Since this game's still fresh, take my pick with a grain of salt. However, you could argue for Faraway Oasis, Salty Salty Speedway, or even Mario Bros. Circuit. One track that you can't argue for is Desert Hills, and I don't care that it's a retro, it still deserves more slander. So in my recent video, where I got 30 YouTubers to rank every track in World, which by the way you should totally go watch next, one track stood out to me as criminally underrated. Crown City. Now firstly, best music in the series. It's got tough competition, but it's just true. Secondly, they made a whole city in Mario Kart. I know we've had Mushroom City and stuff, but having free roam to fully explore this place enhances it so much, and honestly would have made 8-year-old me tear up. Thirdly, we've got the layout. Now I know it's a bit open at times, but so are real cities, and most of the other world tracks. With what they had to work with, it's a good time, and I really like the fact that I can attempt to murder the Toads going to the 9-to-5s. That's fun. So yeah, this track may just be the most underrated track in Mario Kart. But what do you think? Do you think Figure 8 Circuit is actually a hidden gem that should come back over Desert Hills? I certainly do.